certainly looked like a drawdown, but is it? Or are these images, willingly released by the Russians, all part of the game? Brinkmanship for Vladimir Putin on the border. In Washington, it prompted a statement from President Biden and a reality check as the Americans see it.
Our analysts indicate that they remain very much in a threatening position. And the fact remains, right now, Russia has more than 150,000 troops encircling Ukraine and Belarus and along Ukraine's border. An invasion remains distinctly possible.
The president's live address was hastily announced, but delivered with a striking directness.
To the citizens of Russia, you are not our enemy. And I do not believe you want a bloody, destructive war against Ukraine, a country and a people with whom you share such deep ties of family, history, and culture.
He was careful to spell out that he didn't seek to provoke. With so much at stake, he and his speechwriters needed this to be word perfect.
World War II was a war of necessity. But if Russia attacks Ukraine, it would be a war of choice, or a war without cause or reason.
The change in tone on the prospect of an invasion was subtle, no longer imminent, a distinct possibility instead. But the messaging was powerful, with that decision to address the Russian people directly. In Moscow, the German Chancellor met President Putin, who was no doubt enjoying the attention of the latest European leader to sit at the end of his long table. But the Russian president's red lines seem immovable for now.
Кто может ответить на то, как она будет складываться реальная обстановка? Пока никто. Это зависит не только от нас.
And listen for the false claim of genocide, which could be his excuse to move in.
Позволю себе только добавить, что по нашим оценкам, то, что происходит на Донбассе сегодня, это и есть геноцид.
The Russians are ready. 150,000 soldiers, half the air force, an extraordinary military movement. Some in Washington had suggested today would be Putin's invasion day. But behind that jeopardy, they now say diplomacy could yet prevail. Mark Stone, Sky News in Washington.